That's why the problem.
Yes, to wash it from
Then I wonder if it will be a problem.
No, once it gets here.
Let's see. Maybe very hot, so I put a glass also. But it becomes weak after that, it is no use
Current is
now.
there.
Current is there, but weakness of the battery is not enough. That's why durations of a GPUs now on. Yeah. Now on should not be a problem.
Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, pranam.
It got pinned here. Unpin, I think that. The dot not coming.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop sharing. You can share. Yesterday we took up chapter number 2 and covered about 7 examples. Many of you might remember or not. We'll just go through that. The first was transformation, slogan number 7. Dacoit surrender to Vinobaji. Slogan number 11, perseverance, marine engineer's sportive spirit amid failure. Slogan number 13, inclusiveness, couple realizing agency, aging as a natural phenomenon. 14, positivity, Papa's cheerful exit when asked. 16, acceptance, She accepted her father's sudden passing as part of life's natural course. 6. Invariant owner realized his was the factory, not the earth. 22. Reconcile. Dancer after a fall accepts new way of life and cheer. We are trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita sloka in the light of modern thoughts and modern needs. Then only I develop a closeness towards Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, it is a distant, it's a philosophy, that's all. Nice to hear. We are all subject to ups and downs. Successive failures will definitely puncture our courage, enthusiasm, inner strength. As we know that we have nothing in our hands to stop it, we now plead, appeal, cry before Him. Then slowly we try to understand that whatever is happening only because of His will, and He is making us to go through these severe experiences only to draw ourselves to Him. All these things are conveyed through different slokas. Taking refuge in Him. When we go through our own master's life, we find the transition of Vittal Rao to Swami Ramdas. He was passing through severest stressful moment. No income, liabilities, mounting liabilities, creditors have started shouting. At home there is no peace. Whatever that was possible for him, he tried. When he knew all the doors are shut, and when he is cornered, he cried. You all remember his words? It was a period of terrible stress. These are Papa's words. And then when he cried, finally the answer came. Trust me, thou shalt be free. So when we reread Papa's In Quest of God, we may get some cushioning. Not that it is going to give any answer, because He wills, to know that He wills. And finally, now we understand that Papa had to go through that. Otherwise, he would have continued as Vittal Rao. You and I will not be sitting here. And if the ashram would not have come, if Mataji had not joined, Mataji became a widow in her 20th year, leaving the most loving husband with 2 children. Life was completely blank before her. Her life got shattered. She wanted to commit suicide. And then finally how she was led to Papa in Kasaragod ashram. And the moment he saw how she was able to give this, that he is my father, mother and guru, and then how he plunged deep into the sadhana, and finally God willed that they should leave that and set up this ashram, and you and I are sitting. Innumerable people for the past 94 years from different parts of the world and India were inspired by Papa. So to make him that, they had to pass through individual suffering. So individual suffering has got relevance. It's difficult for us to accept. All these things are, in order to train our mind to accept this truth, Bhagavad Gita is offering us through different shlokas. That is why the topic has been given. Transformation, perseverance, inclusiveness, positivity, acceptance, invariant, reconcile. And then we now go to 8th. This is the mental background, no? Otherwise it's very academic. We are trying to understand ourselves better, our life better, our life's challenges. A family is devastated by the sudden passing of its sole breadwinner. Grief engulfs the home. Sorrow, disbelief, fear ripple through every member. In the midst of this emotional storm, a close friend of the departed arrives. Rather than offering hollow words of comfort, he sits silently, allowing the family to pour out their anguish, their pain, their questions. Only drawing from his own journey of witnessing the loss of loved ones, reflecting on the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, he begins to introduce a deeper perspective. Slowly, he helps them to accept the irrefutable truth of life and death, not as a philosophy, but as a reality. What gave him the strength to speak so gently, yet so firmly, it was his inner assimilation of chapter number 2, slogan number 27. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur, dhruvam janma mrityusya, tasmat apariharyarte natvam shochitum arhasi. Death is certain for the one who is born. Rebirth is certain for the one who has died. Therefore, you should not grieve over the inevitable. These words had become a living truth for him, not just a quote, but an anchor during turbulent times of grief. And now it became a quiet torchlight for those in darkness, guiding them towards inner acceptance and a renewed outlook on the life that still remained to be lived. Because when we go through this particular shloka and then tally with, many of us would have witnessed so many deaths in our life. Either we would have witnessed the passing, death, real death, or immediately after the death we would have rushed up. But still the world goes on. This reality we should understand. This was set up by Papa Mataji, but their body is not there. Papa dropped the body in 63, Puja Mataji in 89. Later on, Puja Swamiji joined, he also dropped the body in 2008. Like that, any institution, any saint, any family, it goes on, goes on. Suddenly we become aware. Even this thing will pass away, even this thing will pass away, even this thing will pass away. It is not a philosophy. We are trying to accept the reality. So when we ponder over and reflect and then become aware, then when we pass it on, it will have a telling effect, because you are not telling hollow philosophy, tall talk. You have viewed your life. Similarly, ups and downs. most trying situations. God made us to go through all these things individually also. Nothing but liabilities, no income, lot of commitments, then how still faith in Him, And later on we find everything has got a purpose. He is teaching us. To become full inside, He has to teach us this. Otherwise, he will get stuck with this thing, that thing. Only this will make me alright, this will make me alright, this will make me... Everything is not denied. Then still, think about all these things. These are all the purpose of this Gita in-depth study. It should be practical. Otherwise, it will become academic. Nice to quote, that's all. So, grief. One senior devotee was sharing with us. When Papa dropped the body in 63, he said the ashram would come to a halt. Then when Puja Mataji, she was there, but Mataji was there, so people thought no one is happening. When Puja Mataji dropped the body, the same devotee said, now it will become lesser. So like that, in spite of all these things, every institution, every company, the founder left, still it is there, no? So long as the sankalpa is good, sankalpa is noble. In Bhagavad Gita itself there is a shloka where the Lord assures us, Nahi kalyana krita kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. When the ideal is strong, pure, Satya Sankalpa, I will ensure that it is success. All institutions, not only Ananda Ashram, whether it is Ramakrishna Mission, anything, you think. The founder said he may not be there. Any industrial concern, TVS, with a humble background. We were told he was having cycle shop or something like that. Now you see a big empire, Tatas. Like that, all institutions. So still goes on. The world does not come to a halt. One powerful doctor goes, another doctor comes. One engineer goes, another engineer comes. One scientist goes, another scientist comes. Nothing. This, when we keep on thinking this, ups and downs will be there, but life goes on. So when we look at it, it is not in my hands, that much I am sure, So it is in your hands. So death, that is how we have physically witnessed this. When one elderly person came and consoled, these are the words he used. I can understand, it is very difficult to reconcile with the grief you are passing through, but please think about it. Your father died, your mother died, your uncle died, your benefactor died. Still, in anybody's family you see that, what happens. Try to accept the reality. Not a philosophy, accept the reality. And from there we move to 9. Aditi, a mid-level manager in government office, was known for her quiet nature and efficiency. One day she stumbled upon a file that revealed major financial discrepancies in a high-level project. She had not been looking for it. It came unsought. Exposing it would mean questioning a powerful senior official. Most of her colleagues advised her to stay quiet for her own safety and career. But something within stirred. She knew this was her chance, not to become a whistleblower for fame, but to honor her inner dharma for integrity and truth. With calm resolve, she gathered the facts, followed the due process, reported the matter responsibly. There was resistance, yes, But eventually, an internal inquiry was ordered, the truth prevailed. Aditi never considered herself a reformer, but she had answered a call when it came. Her story echoes the spirit of Gita 2 chapters, 32 slokas, where one is not asked to seek heroic situations, but to respond nobly when they arise. Just like a warrior does not create a war, but rises with clarity when dharma calls, so too any role, teacher, officer, citizen, becomes sacred when one courageously upholds righteousness. Idrichya Chopavannam. Idrichya Chopavannam Sargadwaram Apavrutam Sukhina Kshatriya Partha Labande Yuddham Idrisham. O Partha, happy are the warriors to whom such opportunities to defend righteousness come unsought. She did not create that, opening for them the stairway to the celestial abodes. Test. The verse reminds us that such moments are gateways to inner evolution. They may come unexpectedly, but when embraced with courage and clarity, they open the doors to heaven, not as a place, but as a state of higher consciousness and inner fulfillment. In our professional career, we happen to see this. It had affected the one who had misused, but no enmity. He had a craving, he has to be punished, that's all. And the person pulled, he was not claiming anything for himself. A major scandal. Initially, everybody warned him, it will have serious repercussions. But he was firm, without any biased views. And it came true. So most of them are from our experience, what we have seen, what we have heard. Conscientiousness. Number 10, resurgence. Narayan, a promising and active young family man, was diagnosed with blood cancer. The news shook his entire family. His 5 parents, siblings were devastated. Yet to their disbelief, Narayan calmly declared, "No treatment is needed, I am prepared for the end." His words stemmed not from courage, but from quiet resignation. This had happened to one of the families where we know closely. Concerned, the family sought the help of Dr. Subbu, a seasoned and the best hematologist, known not just for his expertise, but for his humane and empathetic approach. After reviewing Narayan's report, the doctor sat down for a sincere and thoughtful conversation with Narayan. He listened with care and then gently asked Narayan, a question that stirred his heart. You have been a driving force in inspiring farmers to adopt organic practices. Narayan was involved in this great movement, and he has inspired many. But at that particular time, this doctor went and told him, you have been a driving force in inspiring farmers to adopt organic practices. If you recover, would not your life continue to benefit countless others? The disease is serious, yes, but it is treatable. Why give up when there is a real chance to fight and win for yourself and for the cause you serve? Made him aware, because basically he is committed to this me to we, not me to me alone. So that was touched and kindled. Then he knew there is a purpose. This conversation awakened something in Narayan. What he had accepted as the end now appeared as a call to rise. He chose treatment. After 6 months of disciplined therapy, Narayan emerged stronger, physically restored, spiritually awakened. Today he continues to serve society with renewed energy and deep resolve. Not only that, now he has started a movement where people who are suffering like this, they are identified and they are given a fillip. His transformation echoes the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, sloka number 37. Hato va prapsyasi swargam, jitva va bhokshyase mahim, tasmad uttishta kaunteya, yuddhaya krita nishchaya. If you are slain, you attain heaven. If you triumph, you enjoy earth. Therefore arise. In both ways you stand to gain, no? Therefore arise, determined to fight. See the example and this thing. If you only look at the sloka meaning, we are 6,000 years back. But when we look at the sloka with this example, we are in 2025. This sloka reminds us that retreating in the face of difficulty is not wisdom. Whether one wins or loses, facing life with determination and purpose is the path of Dharma. Narayan's story is a living testimony of resurgence. True victory lies in rising to the challenge, not merely for survival, but for the greater good one can serve. We move to 11. Firm commitment. During the turbulent Mumbai labour strike of 1982, echoes erupted at a detergent manufacturing plant. When a gang of violent labour activists stormed the premises, in the ensuing mayhem, several workers were brutally attacked. 5 of them left grievously injured with deep abdominal sword wounds. The factory ground turned into a scene of panic and confusion. Amidst the disorder, Raju Naik, a young and alert quality control officer, did not lose composure. Recognizing the urgency, he swiftly organized an ambulance to rush the injured workers to the nearest trauma care unit over 70 kilometers away. However, en route, the ambulance was intercepted by an armed and enraged mob. The situation was life-threatening and hesitation could have cost lives. But Raju, unwavering in purpose, goaded the driver to break through, undeterred by fear or consequence. In that moment, his mind was anchored on a single thought, saving the lives of his fellow workers. His clarity, courage, and unwavering focus embody the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, sloka number 41. Vyavasayatmika buddhir Ekeha kurunandana bahushaka hyanandascha buddhayo vyavasayinam avyavasayinam. Raju's in the path, there is only one resolute undertaking. Uvardhana. The thoughts of the irresolute are many branched and endless. Resolute, sticking, resolve, no? Firm commitment. In this path, there is only one resolute understanding. The thoughts of the irresolute are many and endless. Raju's firm commitment, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, even in the face of danger, revealed the strength of a mind that is rooted in duty and compassion. His spontaneous, fearless action was not just heroic, it was an expression of spiritual focus in the battlefield of real life. We move to sloka number 12, sloka number 47, integrity. After a terminal exam, Answer sheets were handed back to students. One student declared the class topper, noticed an error. The total marks on his paper were inflated by 3. Correcting the state would mean he would drop to 3rd. But without hesitation, the student approached the teacher and pointed out the miscalculation. The teacher was stunned. Here was a rare moment of honesty where a student refused to accept what was not rightfully his. It had happened in Navodaya here. She reported it to the principal because the teacher, teacher was also noble. Because when she reports, it is a black mark on her performance. It was she who committed that mistake. But she was also open-minded. She reported it to the principal, who called the boy and asked, "Why did you not keep quiet? Nobody would have noticed." The boy calmly replied, "Exams are meant to measure my progress, not my cleverness in hiding mistakes." Moved by the boy's integrity, the principal addressed the school assembly the next day. With pride in his voice, he narrated the incident and said, "I am honored to lead a school where students like this study." Later, a well-wisher of the student reflected that the boy's action was a living example of slogan number 47, where it says, "Karmanyeva adhigaraste, ma pareshu kadachana, ma karma balaheturbur, mate sangosta karmani." You have the right only to perform your duties, not to the fruits of your action. Never act with attachment to the results, nor be inactive. An oft-quoted slogan, "Karmanyevadhigaraste mapadeshu kadachana, ma karma balavedurbur mate sangosta karmani." The boy's focus was not on being first, but on being right. We move to 13. Slogan number 48, positivity. Prabhakaran, the pillar of his family, carried the weight of responsibility with quiet determination. With hopes of securing a better future for his loved ones, he set his sights on a promising job placement. He left no stone unturned, delving deep into research about the company, meticulously practicing his responses, walking into the interview room with confidence and hope. Yet, despite his thorough preparation and sincere effort, the outcome was not in his favor. The coveted job slipped through his fingers. Many in his place might have succumbed to frustration or blamed fate, but Prabhakaran chose a different path. He remembered a timeless wisdom: your right is to perform your duty only, never to its fruits. He realized that while he could control his preparation attitude, the final result was beyond his grasp. Instead of letting disappointment take root, Prabhakaran accepted the outcome with grace. He believed that perhaps a better opportunity awaited him and that his efforts were not in vain. With a calm mind and undiminished spirit, he continued his search, undeterred by setbacks. A month later, his perseverance bore fruit. He received an offer for a position even better than the one he had initially sought. This experience reinforced a profound lesson. By maintaining equanimity, focusing on sincere effort, rather than obsessing over results, one can steer clear of anxiety and discouragement. Prabhakaran's journey beautifully echoes the message of chapter number 2, shloka number 48. True yoga is performing one's duty with a steady mind, unaffected by success or failure. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya asidhyau samo bhutva samatvam yogamuchyate. These are the very oft quotes. Very nice to hear, difficult to practice, but we keep on bringing it. And then we see so many people God is not giving us a hollow this thing. He made us to watch people who has got this samabuddhi. When we let go of attachment to outcomes and focus on our actions with a balanced mind, we open ourselves to peace, resilience, positivity, unexpected opportunities. A deflated tube, when you inflate, So a punctured one, when he reads, go through this. That is resilience, Gita infuses this courage, provided we try to interpret it in the way in which we can understand now. If we don't live 6,000 years back, and if we live in 2025, trying to understand the meaning, it becomes a wonderful weapon for us, a great, wonderful tonic. That is why, it is addressed to a man on the field, man on the field, man on the field, not man in the cave. We move to 14, 49, selflessness. Shortly after Simmi turned 13, her father said, "You are a teenager now. It is time you start reading the newspaper every day to understand what is happening in the world." Simmi, an eager reader of fairy tales and inspiring stories, was initially thrilled at the idea of doing something so grown up, but after 2 days of reading distressing news, she developed a headache and told her father she could not bear it. Understanding her feeling, since he too disliked the gloomy news, her father said gently, "Just read today's a front page. From tomorrow you can go back to your fairy tales." Simmi reluctantly agreed. Her eyes landed on a headline: "Parents of 2-year-old boy with cancer struggle for money for treatment." Moved by the story, she ran to her cupboard, emptied her piggy bank, rushed to her father. "Papa, we have to help the child," she pleaded. Her father, overwhelmed by daily responsibilities, tried to dismiss her. But when Simmi said, "What if the child were me?" her words pierced his heart. "You are right," he said, and together they went to the hospital. They met the boy and his parents, offered words of comfort, gave them money. Simmi, her savings, and her father, a generous amount for the treatment. The parents were deeply touched. On the way back, her father said, "Today you helped a child and helped me become more humane." "Thank you, Simmi." "Thank you, Papa," Simmi whispered, resting her head on his shoulder. This simple act of selfless giving reflects the spirit of karma guided by buddhi, How Gita has touched, just imagine. Buddhi yoga. Everybody reads, so it will not strike to them. Or we don't prioritize them. That's called buddhi yoga. What began as a simple act of emotion turned into an uncalculated offering of love, free from desire for recognition or reward, an act aligned with the wisdom that the Gita chapter number 2, Yoga number 49 glorifies. Action done not for the fruit, but out of buddhi, purified compassion. Many of the charitable acts, we have directly heard, it has come from like this. Not simply giving some money. Durena hevaram karma. Buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Buddhau sharanam anvicha. Kripana parahedava. Work with the desire is verily far inferior to that performed with the mind established in buddhi yoga. O Dhananjaya, seek refuge in this buddhi. Immediately, We don't know whether we are right or wrong. You might have come across a mental puzzle, Sudoku. In the paper you will find. We all do that Sudoku. Because there the intellect gets sharpened. It devises, God has given the capacity, but unless it is plumbed deep, stirred, kindled, it will lie. But when it is done, it seems how to do that, various options. And here, none of our thoughts will become injurious to anybody, it will become detrimental to anybody. But at the same time, the mind, that is why when she read this, she did not keep it. She had a piggy bank collection. She did not ask his father to do that. She brought it and gave it to him. And the one word, he said, if it were me, if the intelligence is not there, how will that word come? Tell me. Father would have said, so many such things are there, whatever is possible, we will do, that's all. No. But she said, if it were me, what will be your attitude? That is Buddhi Yoga. Think about it. Practical clues, Bhagavad Gita gives practical clues. Not this Control C, Control V, cut and paste. Original. Buddhi Yoga. This shloka urges us to rise above petty calculations and choose the nobler path of selfless action and selflessness. Simmi chose Buddhi Yoga over hesitation, an action grounded in inner clarity and selflessness rather than worldly reward.
Just after the shloka.
15th one sloka number 50, excellence. A little boy entered a drugstore, determined and full of purpose. He dragged a soda carton over it to the public telephone. In good old days, nowadays because of this mobile, this may not be there. But about 10 years back, even in our opposite shop it will be there. We can go and do that. We were having a STD from there only, 15 years back. So a little boy entered a drugstore, determined and full of purpose. He dragged a soda carton over to the public telephone, climbed on top so he could reach the button, dialed 8-digit number. The store owner, curious, watched as the boy began his conversation. The boy, lady, can you give me the job of cutting your lawn? Woman on the phone, I already have someone to cut my lawn. Boy, lady, I will cut your lawn for half the price of the person who cuts your lawn now. I am very satisfied. Lady said, I am satisfied with the person who is presently cutting my lawn. Boy persisting, lady, I will even sweep your curb and on your sidewalks. So on Sunday you will have the prettiest lawn in all of the Palm Beach. Woman said, no thank you. With a smile, the boy hung up the phone. The store owner, having overheard the conversation, was impressed by the boy's spirit and determination. He walked over and said, store owner, son, I like your attitude, I like that positive spirit, would like to offer you a job. Boy said, no thanks. Store owner surprised, but you were really pleading to one. Boy smiling, no sir, I was just checking my performance at the job. I already have. I am the one who is working for that lady I was talking to. The boy was not looking for a new job. He was making sure that he was doing his current job well. He was committed not just to working, but to working skillfully with excellence. Connection to the Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, shloka number 50. Buddhi yukto jahadiha ubhe sugrada dushkrite Tasmad yogaya yujasya yoga karmasu kaushalam. This is also an oft repeated slogan. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Dexterity in action is called yoga. Efficiency in action is called yoga. One who prudently practices the action of work without attachment can get rid of both good and bad reactions in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of working skillfully in proper consciousness. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that true yoga is the art of skillful action, doing your work with excellence, awareness, and without attachment to the outcome, thereby making excellence an integral part of your spiritual practice. Anything and everything. Papa used to say 4 mantras. Nothing in a slipshod, clumsy, irregular, half-hearted way. For excellence, he has defined. Nothing in a slipshod, clumsy, irregular, half-hearted way. Doing it in a full way. That is called yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. We move to slogan number 16, slogan number 55, unconditional. Gita, a bright 10-year-old in the 5th grade, grew up in a modest home. Her family did not have luxuries, but her parents ensured that she never went without the essentials. When school reopened after the holidays, Gita noticed her classmates proudly sporting new shoes. She couldn't help but wish for a pair of her own, though she never voiced her desire. 3 months lay past. One Saturday, her mother handed her a ready-wrapped packet. Gita's heart leapt with joy. Inside were brand new shoes. She hugged her mother, her mind already racing ahead to Monday, imagining how she would finally fit in with her friends. But fate had a different lesson in store. The very next day, her mother's friend, who happened to be Gita's teacher, visited their home. Gita noticed the teacher's worn-out slippers, but said nothing. Her mother, however, noticed immediately. With a gentle voice, she called out, "Dear, bring those new ones here. Let us give them to the teacher." Gita's heart sank. The shoes she had waited for, dreamt about, finally received, were being given away before she could even try them on. Though disappointed, Gita obeyed silently. She walked her teacher to the bus stop, her gaze lingering on the shoes she had never worn. That day, Gita felt a quiet ache in her heart, but she did not protest or rebel. Years later, she would look back and realize that her mother's love and generosity extended beyond her own family. Her mother had named her Gita and lived by the very message of the Bhagavad Gita, giving selflessly, without hesitation, and finding joy in the act of giving itself. Connection to Bhagavad Gita, slogan number 55, which says, Prajahadi yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyev atmanatushta stita prajnastatochyate. He whose desires have been completely extinguished, who is satisfied in the self alone, is called a person of steady wisdom. True greatness lies in giving without expectation and finding fulfillment in the happiness of others. As the Gita teaches, when we rise above personal desires and act from a place of inner contentment, we become living examples of steady wisdom with boundless, unconditional love. She herself had written this and sent it to us. Slogan number 17, slogan number 62 in 17 sloga, despondency. Rahul, a passionate young cricketer, dreamed of one thing, seeing his name on the state team selection list. Every waking moment, he imagined the applause, the jersey, the pride. He scrolled endlessly through social media, tracking tournament updates, comparing himself to other players. The more he fixed on selection, the more restless he became. When the day of announcement arrived, Rahul's heart pounded as he checked the list. His name was not there. Shock turned to devastation. His dreams seemed to crumble in an instant. Overcome by disappointment, Rahul's mind spiraled. He blamed his coach, resented his teammates, even doubted his own worth. Anger replaced his passion. He abandoned practice altogether, isolating himself from the game he once loved. Rahul's journey mirrors the warning Krishna gives in chapter 2, slogan number 62. ध्यायते विषयान् पुंस संगस्तेषोपजायते संगः संजायते काम कामक्रोधो विजायते. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment to them. From attachment, desire is born. From desire, anger arises. When we become overly attached to results, we set ourselves up for disappointment, despondency, and emotional turmoil. The wisdom of the Gita teaches us to focus on our efforts and let go of obsessed desires. Only then can we act with clarity, find joy in the journey, and rise above the cycle of frustration and anger. We move to 63, misstep. Manoj was a seasoned businessman, respected for his acumen and steady leadership. For years he had built his company alongside a trusted partner, weathering ups and downs together. But one day, a costly mistake by his partner led to the loss of a major deal. Overwhelmed by fury, Manoj acted on impulse. He fired his partner on the spot, refusing to listen to any explanation. Blinded by anger, Manoj forgot the years of loyalty, teamwork, and trust that had been the foundation of their success. His judgment clouded. He convinced himself that swift punishment was the only solution. In the months that followed, the consequences of this hasty decision became painfully clear. Without his partner's expertise and support, Manoj struggled to manage the business. Long-time clients left, new deals slipped away, financial setbacks mounted, stability he once looked for granted was gone, replaced by regret and uncertainty. This real-life scenario mirrors the chain of decline described in Bhagavad Gita 63. Krodhat bhavati sammohat, sammohat smriti vibrama, smriti bhramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. From anger comes delusion, from delusion loss of memory, from loss of memory the destruction of intelligence, from the destruction of intelligence one perishes. 6,000 years ago, Lord Krishna talks this to Arjuna. How relevant today, Think. Manoj's uncontrolled anger led to a loss of perspective and better judgment, resulting in decisions that ultimately harmed both his business and his peace of mind. Manoj's story is a powerful lesson. When anger clouds our mind, we risk forgetting what truly matters and make choices we later regret. The wisdom of the Gita teaches us to pause, reflect, respond with calmness, even in moments of crisis. True leadership is not just about making decisions, but about mastering oneself. Manoj's experience reminds us that patience and understanding are essential in business and in life. By controlling our emotions, we safeguard our relationships, our judgment, our success, just as the Bhagavad Gita so wisely advises. Two more are there. We will take it up tomorrow. So today we covered about so many. Very difficult for everybody to remember everything. But now, anybody remembers anything?
Swamiji,
Hmm.
Jannavi's brother also founded bone marrow transplant.
She think Janvi's brother also went through a bone marrow transplant.
Same. Which?
No.
Right.
No, he founded one. He founded one.
Yeah.
He founded one.
Yeah. Anything you remember?
Swamiji, you said four forms of excellence.
What?
Excellence.
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 Ah.
One is missing. One was nothing plus half-hearted, clumsy, and fourth one was I don't remember.
One is, she's asking Papa those four things, no? Nothing should be done with the slipshod, clumsy, and half-hearted way. But four she wants. So she
Yes.
wants
Then.
But what was fourth one? I remember only three.
She's saying what was the fourth one?
She wants to hear again.
She wants it repeated. She's asking.
She wants you to repeat that 4 again.
Slipshod, clumsy, irregular, half-hearted way. That excellence is given no amplification. If you open Thus Speaks Ramdas, it comes under service or work. Well, that should be, service means it has these 4 in it. Not simply doing anything. And one more word he adds, inner beauty should reveal itself in outer conduct. Inner beauty. We have seen this in many individuals' life. They need not necessarily be saints or anything like that, but meticulous, doing everything precisely. Wait, they will say, not in a hurry. They will do it perfectly and give to us. Then anything else? This is the gain. This is the gain. We may not remember the whole thing, at least one. Then tell me. Selflessness. Story. Simmi. Very good. That is enough. Then anything else?
Study mind. Lakshmi Narayana says study mind.
Prabhagar. Okay. Persevere. Okay. Very good. Prabhagar. Conscientiousness. Of whom? Anybody? You remember this? You remember the example?
Whistleblower. That man who sees the discrepancy taking place in the office.
Okay, then.
Resurgence, Swamiji.
Resurgence.
Of whom?
He fought the disease with faith.
He fought the disease with faith.
Narayan fought the disease, Swamiji.
Narayan.
That is over now. That is what January knows. Okay. Then. Yes, over. Then.
Next. Firm commitment.
Kon?
Raju.
That officer in that Bombay crisis, how he steered clear everything and saved the 5 people who were injured then. Anything else? Only 50 marks are given. Integrity. What is that? Example?
The boy.
Boy. Very good. 55. Then.
Misstep, Swamiji.
Misstep.
Misstep. What is this example? Manoj. Manoj, what did he do? He fired his partner and spoiled himself. Yes. Now 60 marks. Then
Excellence, Swamiji.
Excellence.
excellence.
Lawn cleaning boy.
Lawn cleaning.
Lawn cleaning boy. Very good. 70. Then.
Unconditional.
Huh?
Unconditional.
Unconditional. Kon. Gita. Gita. Yeah. 80 marks. Then.
Transformation. She said.
Transformation. Vinobaji. 85. I got it.
Then Saturday, one lady did there was something she lost in the office while doing work.
One lady lost something while working. She lost something.
Where it comes?
Where it comes, Miraben? Miraben?
Integrity.
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 हाँ वो हो गया.
Integrity.
Yeah, it does not come here, no?
Excellence.
Over.
Anyhow, one thing is, at least we are remembering some examples. That is a great thing. Because examples, when we remember means, it is slowly getting stored in our memory. That will help us. Because then slowly the refining process. That is how, we fill with touching anecdotes that slowly influences our thinking. Slowly, very gradually. Not that the moment you hear, you will become perfect. But constantly, when now we are going through the same chapter again and again and again and again. So now slowly everybody will remember this. And this practice, constantly associating with such thoughts, will definitely have its own effect on purifying the mind. So let us all pray to Papa. You are providing everything to us. Kindly enable us to eke out the maximum benefit from the project which you have made us to involve. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, Pranam, Pranam. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.